Hey guys, welcome back to Race Creek Cards. I'm actually filming this on Wednesday for you to see Friday, which is great, awesome. So far so good. I'm on track, I think, with everything. I am Ray Henderson, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you out of Morristown, Tennessee. And I thought today we would do a bit of a scenery card using that new set in the new mini catalog, Sending Love. We're going to be using the whole bundle. We're going to be using the dies and the stamps. And I am bringing in the Stylish Shape dies and a couple of dies from Agena K. It's her Master Layout 6. And I'm going to be using the sun and the grass along with the grass stamp that is in the Sending Love dies as well. So we're going to lay that to the side. I don't have a sample card. This is not even attached to a card base. And a lot of times when I'm designing, that's exactly how I do it until I get something that I'm happy with. Now we are going to change a couple of things up, but I wanted to show you how easy it was to do this. You don't have to be a master at ink blending. You don't. Honestly, the more irregular it is, I don't know how well you can see, but I didn't try to go even with the balmy blue ink because I wanted there to be like some hints of some clouds in the sky. And then I did use the Granny Apple Green down here just for a little bit on the horizon, a little bit of grass in the background. Okay, and I have pre-die cut just about everything, but it's still going to take just a hot minute to put this together. So shall we get started? And I appreciate you being here with me so much. So I have a piece of basic white, and it's not even the thick basic white. And I've got this one cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 so that it will cover the front of our card base. And our card base is, again, regular basic white. And I cut this for a top folding card. So it's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Okay, so we've got that. And let's get ready to get our ink blending done. I do have the die cutting done. I do. I've got the die cutting done because we would be here for a while, because you have the sun to die cut, you have the bird to die cut, you have the mailbox to die cut, you have the posts for the mailbox, you have the grass, you have the hearts, you have the envelope, on and on and on, okay? And I've got one of my trusty little silicone mats here that I'm going to use as I get ready to put this ink on. And I'm just starting light-handed. You see I've got my finger right back here, and I'm just lightly going, and I don't know how well you'll be able to see this on the camera at this point. I think maybe you can see a little bit. And you know, you do you. You do you, however light or dark. I got a little bit of fuzzy wuzzy right there. If I can get that off. Did I get it? I think I got it. And I'm just going very lightly, very randomly, kind of in a circular motion. See, no real, it's not rocket science. And if you have some kind of a silicone mat, or if you have our glue mat that Stampin' Up! Sells, you can use that to kind of tap off your excess onto. And I think I have come. So I've come in probably about 2/3 of the way, and I'm going to leave this bottom section here, and we're going to change from the balmy blue to the Granny Apple Green. I'll put my brush right there, grab my Granny Apple Green. I'm going to set my ink pad over where I had that blue ink. We'll clean that up here in just a minute. I just stuck my finger in that. Oh, me. Well, that's just how I roll. It's just me. Now, I'm going to grip it further back because I really want to make sure that I don't get too much of this. And what I love about that Granny Apple Green is that I don't know, if you go really light, you can see more of the yellow tones kind of coming out. And it kind of gives you a little bit of a difference between die cutting the grass out of the Granny Apple Green and ink blending. And I came up just a little bit to kind of smooth that out into the Balmy Blue. And I swear I don't know where all these little fuzzies are coming from. Oh my heavens. I keep my mats, once I clean them and they're dry, and I run my hands over them, make sure they still don't have any grit or anything on them. And I roll them up and I put them in a plastic bag. However, that may not be always foolproof. We're going to close that up, and just whatever is on my brush with the Balmy Blue, I'm going to work right over where I stopped with that Granny Apple Green and just kind of smooth that out. So other than them little fuzzies getting in there, can you kind of see what I got? It didn't take long. It didn't take a hot minute. I'm going to take my new little cleaning towel that comes with that Glass Mat Studio if you sign up to be a demonstrator. And we're just going to make sure we don't have any ink here. Because can you tell? I can get into it. Oh, we all can. Oh my goodness, but it's funny. Sometimes I don't feel normal if I don't see stains on my hands. Okay. We are in our second day of thawing out. I'm so excited. I can see more yard than I have seen in over a week. And I know the birds are going to be happy because the worms are going to be coming up now for them to eat, right? So that's just lightly damp right there. All right, so what we are going to do, I have my post that I die cut out of crumb cake. And I thought about trying to maybe ink blend a little bit on it, but honestly, because of the texture it cuts into it, isn't that sweet? I don't feel like it really needed it, and I didn't do it on my sample either. Here's the little envelope, and if y'all remember a few videos back, I was telling you about the shimmer paper that I found on Amazon, and this is their cream color shimmer paper. And so we've got that die cut. So there's our envelope. Let's just go ahead as I'm bringing these out if they need to be put together, and we'll put them together. So the fold lines are already in there when you die cut. And I don't know how well you can see on that light color and it being shimmery to boot. But all you're going to do is just fold in those flaps. You don't even have to use a bone folder if you don't want to, because it'll give it just a little bit more what I call poof if you don't. And then here, now here's where you can decide. You want this on the outside, you want this on the outside. I elected to have that part come up. To me, that looked more right, okay? And then we're just gonna take this and fold it over. There we go. But isn't that cute? That's so cute. That's adorable. And we're going to do one thing to this to prep it that is going to be different than what I did with my sample. So there is a die that will cut out 4 hearts at one time. One big one, 2 mediums, and a small. What did I do with my glue? Here we go. I had to fill my glue bottle back up. So we're just going to take and we're going to put a little bit of glue on here. Got a little bit much. I'm going to spread that out. And I'm going to unfold it for the minute. And I'm just going to lay it right there on that flap. And it doesn't matter if it's straight up and down. Doesn't matter if it's tilted. You do you. And then I'm going to take the other little hearts that were cut out at the same time, and I'm going to lay those in there, and I'm just going to fold all this back up except I do want to glue that. So let's dump the hearts out. I forgot I do need to put a little bit of glue on there. And I'm looking, okay. So right here, just on this edge, and just on this edge, not in the middle, just on your edges, put you a little bit of glue. Right there. We're going to fold this back. Fold that up. Because I don't want my envelope, you know, sealed. I just want the flaps. So I think what I'll do is bring in one of my little blocks and just set that on there for just a second. Make sure those don't go anywhere. Let me cap off my glue for the minute because I want to bring in the grass. Now, this is grass that cuts out with the Stampin' Up! Love dies, sending love dies. This is the grass that cuts out from the Gina K Master Layout 6. I ordered that set a long time ago, and here's why. We don't always have current stamp sets that have grass and mountains and branches and trees and moon and clouds and a sun. About the only thing missing in here is a star. And so I bought this to add to my basic tools. She has a wonderful thing going when it comes to master layouts. They are a wonderful addition to your basic tools to have in your craft room. Now what I thought I would do, let me take my little cheat note off of here. And what I thought I would do, but do you see how, let me pick this up if I can. Do you see how well it's showing both different grasses and yet they're blending together because they're in the same style? Now, anything that's lighter is going to recede into the background, okay? So I thought this front piece here, I wanted to take that and just ink blend ever so carefully some Granny Apple Green around on the tips, and I'm going to see if I don't have enough on my brush to kind of fill those in and give them a little dimension so that when they are layered, I'm trying to see if I'm getting anywhere, a little bit. I think I need a little bit more ink, so let's do that. Oh my goodness, it's almost the end of January, and then we're only going to have another month of celebration. So if you've been holding on to your orders, hang on. You might as well go ahead at this point and hang on till February the 1st. And the reason I say that is because I have heard, don't quote me, you might want to call Stampin' Up! And find out if it's really true. I have heard that on February the 1st, Stampin' Up! May release more items for celebration. So if you've got an order that you're, you know, thinking about getting put in there, then you might want to hold off and wait and see what they may release. I know last year they did it, and I think what happened was that things were selling out so quick out of the celebration catalog that they had to bring some other goodies in, and that's just not dark enough. Let me get my other green. Here we go. I've got the garden green. Let's get the garden green and put just a little bit on there. And let's see if we can start. I mean, I can kind of see it, but not really. And it just needs a little there. I think that did it. Let's see how it looks when we lay it on here. Is there some difference there? Oh, there absolutely is. Now you can start to see that difference. Good deal. All right, I'm happy with that. Close this up. Let me get my inked up brushes back here where I won't get into them, hopefully. And let me get my cleaning towel and clean up my mat. Kind of pretty looking. I enjoy doing stuff like this. And, you know, if you're intimidated with ink blending, this is one of the easiest things you can do to kind of start getting your feet wet and kind of understand you have nothing to fear. And, of course, we all learn the hard way. You just got to get in your craft room and play. And if it doesn't work out, I can't tell y'all how many times I'll have an idea and I'll get in my craft room and start playing. It's like, oh heavens, I got to walk away from this. All right, we're going to start with the grass. I covered up my hearts. And I'm going to start with the one I'm Stampin' Up. And we're going to lay that right there. So I'll get a little bit of glue going. Get this put down. Yeah, I even wrote SU on the back and JK on the back of the other one to make sure I didn't forget whose was whose. Okay. Oops, not straight. Get it straight. Pull that down. There we go. Got glue on my fingernail. Okay, we got that one. And here's what I want to see, since I'm going to use two, and I didn't on the first card. I want to say I'm going to do a dry fit here. And I don't know if it will help give it more dimension by laying my post down and then putting that down. But you know, I kind of think it does. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and put the post down. And I'm not real worried about glue coming up through those little openings because it is barely art glue. What you might want to do is on a silicone mat or glue mat, whatever you've got, you might want to use tape runner on the back, or you could actually use like our Terran tape on the back of that if you're worried. But because the barely art glue is not sticky and it dries matte, I don't worry about it. I don't. All right, let's see. How's that gonna look? I think we're good. We are good. And of course I put my stopper back in there. Y'all know me, right? You know I'm gonna keep putting the glue over. And I'm only gonna go so far with that. Because I know my strip is longer than my card front. Okay, okay, okay. There we go. And, wow, I'm way down. I don't want that way down. I don't want that showing. Come on, move for me. There we go. I don't mind having to have a little bit to cut off. Well, I had to move it back down because that wasn't the right layer. Let me get my little snippy snips. Let me make sure I get my paper cutting snip. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry for the camera shake. I'm working on tweaking things. Just don't have everything tweaked yet. It'll get there. It's a journey. Okay, so there we go. We've got that. And I'm not worried about that showing because, as you'll see here in a little bit, my sample, I don't have a greeting on there. Now, it doesn't bother me a lot of times when I'm designing card fronts. If it doesn't feel right to put a greeting on the front, then I won't. However, in this case, I do kind of think this needs maybe a soft greeting on the front with everything that's going on. And so I have prepped a greeting for this card. So no worries there. All right, this should be all set up. And I didn't glue my envelope together. It's still open. So at this point, I'm just going to throw those little hearts in there. And you'll see why I'm doing that here in just a minute. Did I get all three of them? Yep, they're all in there. And then I'm just going to fold that down but I'm not going to glue it shut. We're going to leave it open. We're going to leave it open for a reason, but I am going to put the block back down on there. All right, I cut my mailbox out of black. And a lot of this is arranged because we actually have a black mailbox. And it's actually a big rounded one, just like what it die cuts out to be. Now you have an option. You can fold it that way and have it showing going this way on your card. Or you can fold it this way and have it, you know, and that's how ours is kind of set up. And then there is a fold right here. You can fold that in, and it's up to you how you want to do this. If you want to wrap it around and glue it on your back side, what's going to be your back side, you can. I feel like the purpose of this, and now this is just my opinion, and I could be wrong, but I feel like the purpose is to glue it up in there so that it kind of gives you that little bit of an opening there. Can you see? So that your envelope can be in there as well. You can glue the envelope in, or you can leave it accessible like I'm going to leave mine. So here we go. I'll put a little bit of glue right there. Just going to fold that over. Yep. But I don't mind because it's not sticky. It's not going to leave any residue on my fingers. Love it, love it. Okay. Oh, I'm a little off right there. A little off. Now, this stuff does set up a little faster in Tombow, so be mindful of that. I don't want that. There we go. There we go. I'm good with that. If it's not perfect, that's fine. I'm good. And one thing I didn't do, oh, I got to bring this up. Got to bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Y'all see what I'm doing? Or what I almost did? So I have these tiny little brads from years ago. And I know they were from years ago because of the packaging that they came in that my wonderful next door neighbor gave me several years ago. Evidently at one time they had tried their hand at card making, had some basic supplies, taking up space in room because they didn't use them anymore. And so she gave them to me. And if I can get that in there. So out of real red cardstock, I cut the little flag. I just need that to get through there. I think those are separated a little bit. Let me pinch in on that. So I didn't have this problem originally when I put mine together. It just went right together. I didn't have to really fiddle with it. Okay, come on, get in there. Come on. You know what? That one is fighting me tooth and nail. All right, I've got another one laying over here, and it's a red one, which is fine. It's fine. I just thought the black would give more contrast. See, that one went right in. Okay. So now at this point, we want to go through that little hole that was already die cut for you. There we go. Bring it over. Separate those out. Maybe I'm going to wish they were separated out. And get my fingernail in there. And now you know why I can't keep my fingernails. I'm always digging, gouging at something. Always. Whoops. Don't bend the flag. Okay, there we go. And it's actually going to move for them. Now we can go back and glue this. And I want to look. I have a second chance here. I want to look and see why that is not meeting up. Because it met up just fine with my first one. Why is that not? I just need a little bit more than what that's given me. Okay. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cut a little bit of that off. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. All right. I'm just going to go with it. It's not going to be perfect. Don't know, don't want, don't care. I don't care at this point. We just need to rock and roll, get this going on down the road. Yeah, we do. Okay. And it could be that this is where the culprit is right up here. And I'm beginning to think it is. Because now that's coming together so much better. But I was so careful because I didn't want to totally make that flat. So I didn't take my bone folder over it. All right. We're finally getting there. Poor little wrinkled up mailbox. And now we're going to put glue on the back of here and get that put down. Look at all the little crummies. Let's get those off. Okay. And right about there is good. Hopefully straight. Although I have seen some pretty crooked mailboxes in my time, and I bet you have too. Okay. Are we there? Are we there? Still got little crummies everywhere. And that's the one disadvantage of a silicone mat. I mean, it's great for certain techniques, but honey, it'll catch everything coming and going. Yes, it will. All right. So now we have some dimension there. And look, depending on how far you want your letter to stick out, because on my original right here, I just wanted a little bit of it hanging out. And the more I got to playing with it and thinking about it, I thought, you know, it would be nice to kind of have that hanging out in the heart, more in a place where you would expect to see a heart on an envelope. All right, let's get ready and put our little sunshine on there. And I'm just going to put glue on this bottom part right here, because that will be more than enough to hold it. I'm going to put that on there. And I've got my little bird. We're going to glue him down. Just a little bit of glue. And he's just kind of, his job is done. He's kind of flying off. Okay. All right. I think all of our parts and pieces are there. Now at this point, I'm going to go on the back side and trim this up a little bit where some of that is hanging down because I didn't get it up there far enough. Well, let me get a hold of it. There we go. It's a little thick and I'm a little nervous about going too far. There we go. And then we'll trim this, trim the sun. Like so. And like so. But wasn't this fun? I hope it was fun. I hope it motivates you. Honestly, it really doesn't take that long. So here's my card front. I'm going to remove this for the minute because I don't want it to go flying. I'm going to glue this on. And thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for the likes and the comments, the subscriptions. You guys are truly amazing. You are better than I deserve. And you know I like to tell you every time at the end of every video that God is good all the time. Because He is. He is. I see good things even when things aren't maybe the way I would like to have them. Okay. So what do you think, guys? Isn't that cute? I think it's adorable. And especially if you have kids in your life. Or even the guys would like something like this. I would think that was just outstanding. All right, we're going to slip that right back in there. And let's do the inside very quickly before we do the, oh, and I didn't even tell you. So this, same color as the sun, is our Lemon Lolly cardstock. The little bird, obviously, was Balmy Blue. Kind of go with that theme we had going on with the clouds and the sky in the front. And I cut this at 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have a piece of white that I just took the heart stamp and stamped in real red. And this one is 3 3/4 by 5. I'm just going to lay that in there. Here we go. If you want to add another sentiment to the inside, you absolutely could. You don't have to, but you can. Y'all know me by now. Many times I leave that part blank until I get ready to put that together. Now, for the sentiment, what I have is the stamp, Sent with Love. And in Smoky Slate, which is a real light gray, I took that cancel stamp, stamped it first, and then in black, I stamped that Sent with Love with the 2 hearts. And guess what I figured out after I did that? Look here. So remember the die, in fact, there's 2 dies, and they cut out 4 hearts at one time. So the largest heart that it cuts out will fit perfectly on there. And then one of the smallest hearts that it cuts out will fit right there. Isn't that awesome? So, let me get my Take Your Pick tool. Pick up my large one. I'm going to put it down just like the stamp suggests. Just going to lay that on there. Line that up. I thought that was adorable. Whoever thought of that, they were a genius. I wouldn't have thought to have had the die to coordinate with that stamp. I thought that was so cute. That was amazing. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here. And pick up my other heart. Lay that kind of on top. And of course, you know, if you want to do like pink and red or purple and red, pink and red, doesn't matter, pink and purple. That would work too. And I forgot to get out my dimensionals. Fortunately, they are right here. Got some bones that might be enough for this. There's a little bitty piece. I'm going to use it. Here's a bigger piece. And then here's this piece. I really think I need a little something more right there. So, can I put a hole in? I can put a hole in. There we go. We're going to put this on the front. Guys, we're done. We're done. I've been trying to get my videos to be shorter. I can't always do that. But I value your time. And I don't want to run anybody off when they say, oh my heavens, her video's an hour long, or oh my heavens, it's an hour and a half long. Don't always have time for that, do we? So, there we go. What do you think? I love it. I like it. I hope you like it. Anyway, guys, until Tuesday, 10 a.m., when I will be here live with you, y'all stay safe. You stay blessed. God is good all the time. Bye.